and welcome to Elephant Roses. My name is Katie. Today I'm going to teach you how to make pumpkin streusel muffins. These are really great for after the holidays or after fall. You can use roasted pumpkin or you can use canned pumpkin. And you need a total of 3/4 cup of pumpkin, which is roughly a 15-ounce can of pumpkin. You can go a little bit more, a little bit less. It's not really a fussy recipe, so that's kind of nice. So that's what I have in here is a can of pumpkin. I live in an apartment and I live on a budget, so trying to make as much budget-friendly food as possible. So after the holidays is when you can find canned pumpkin marked down, usually really cheap. So keep your eye out in the month of January. You'll probably find some really good deals on it. And this is a great recipe for that. So to the pumpkin, you're going to add the oil. You need a 1/2 cup of vegetable oil or whatever type of oil is your favorite. Again, this is a pretty straightforward recipe. And then you're going to add to that 1 cup of sugar. So it's pretty healthy, pretty easy mixing and straightforward to go forward. At this stage is when I add my pumpkin pie spice. So I make all my spice blends. So in a future video, if you'd like to see how I do that, please let me know. I'm glad to do that. I make taco seasoning, pumpkin pie spice, all sorts of spice blends. So it makes it a lot cheaper on the budget because pumpkin pie spice can be kind of expensive. But again, in the month of January, sometimes you can find it on markdown. You need a whole tablespoon of it. And I mix it in at this point so that it blends in really, really well with the pumpkin and the sugar and the oil. I find that it gives the pumpkin, the muffins, a lot better taste when it's all mixed together at this point with the spices. And then to this, we're going to add a teaspoon of baking soda. Again, I buy spices and everything in bulk. This is a great way to keep it in an airtight container. I buy it all in bulk, so this is a big airtight container. So love using these little airtight containers. They're glass. This one has, if you're wondering, little smiling suns. I found these on markdown at IKEA, and there was 3 or 4 of them in the package, and they were $1.25. So I thought it was a really good deal. Doesn't bother me with this ones. And then now I'm going to mix this in really well. If you want, you could add your baking soda to your flour mixture before you add your flour. The next thing you're going to add is 2 eggs. You want to incorporate that really, really well. I'm doing the mixing all by hand because it makes it a little bit faster. Hopefully you can see this really well. This is the first time I'm doing a cooking video, so you'll have to let me know what I can do differently or improve on. So, and then the last thing you're going to add is your flour, and you need 2.5 cups of all-purpose flour. Nothing fancy about it. Just scoop it all in there, and then you just mix. And this mixture will come out to 24 to 36 muffins. And this is the longest part, is stirring it. Again, you could do this in a mixer if you want. I just like doing it by hand. So this is all blended up. So this is what it'll look like when you've got a nice big orange bowl. And then you're going to, the next part of the muffins, and I'm going to stack up a couple bowls to get them out of our way. I'm going to set that off to the side. And to make the streusel, in this bowl, I have a 1/2 cup of butter. You can also use margarine or any type of alternative you like. I just happened to use butter this time. Adds a little bit of flavor. I found butter on markdown. I'm a budget shopper, so normally we use margarine, but butter was on sale, so we get a special treat. To this, we're going to add in our flour and cinnamon. So this is a quarter cup of flour and 1/2 teaspoon of cinnamon. So these have lots of flavor and lots of spice. So it's a really good treat. And what I do is, you could make this into a bread if you choose. Put it all in a bread pan if you don't have time to do individual muffin cups. The reason I choose to do muffins over bread is because it makes it easier to stay on budget. I can throw all the muffins into zippy bags and put them in the freezer. And then if I know I'm going to have a day out of the house, I just pack a lunch. And I can pack a thermos of coffee or tea and grab some muffins, throw them in my bag. I work remotely, so I don't leave the house often. So I just grab it, throw it in my car, then I can stop at a park and have a nice little picnic. Even if it's winter time in the Northeast, it's still nice to stop sometimes at a park. And I can have a nice snack, or a nice break, or I try to have as much in my freezer as I can. The next thing you're going to do is you're going to toss in your brown sugar, and this is 1/2 cup of brown sugar. And you don't need it beaten a lot, you just want it kind of crumbly. The flour and the butter are the big thing you want to mix good together, and you just want to mix it till it becomes crumbly. Hopefully you can see that well. And then the last thing you're going to add is 1/2 cup of oats. And I'll pick up the bowl so it's a little easier for you to see. And that's everything. So your streusel will look like this. And then what you're going to do is you're going to fill your muffin cup. And I'm going to shoot the camera down so you can see this a little bit better. You can see me a little bit better. And this process is real easy. You're just going to take a tablespoon, and you're just going to stick your spoon like this, and you're going to just push down your dough. And that's all it is. You just want a nice rounded tablespoon. Clean off the side of your spoon and just scoop. And then it's nice and clean, no fuss, no muss. And you're going to fill your muffin cups. Again, this will make 24 to 36, depending on how full you make them. So I'm going to time-lapse speed this up a little bit so you can see the finished product and not have to watch me fill each individual muffin cup. Okay, so now we've got all the muffin cups filled. They look like this. If you want to shake them a little bit, you can. You don't have to. If they're not perfectly leveled, that's okay. It's not going to hurt anything. The next step, I'm going to take this tablespoon that I used to measure, and you're just going to take a nice tablespoon of the streusel and just scoop it on top. Just real simple. If you end up with extra streusel because you want to go lighter, just freeze it. And you can use it the next time you make muffins. It works really good on any kind of muffin. It adds that extra little bonus, especially if you have kids or somebody with a sweet tooth. They tend to like the streusel a lot. It adds a lot of flavor, but it also makes your muffins a little bit more moist. So, what is your experience with making muffins? Have you made them a lot in the past? Is there a specific type of muffin is your favorite? Pumpkin streusel is my favorite, quickly followed by blueberry cream. again, it's they're great for the pumpkin streusel. I don't take out of the house as much as I do like a banana, because the streusel sometimes can get kind of messy, and if I'm going to be in an environment where I have to be neat and tidy, this isn't always the easiest one. So that's all there is to it. It should look like this, and now we're going to go pop them in the oven, and I'll give you more information about temperature and all that. So let's head to the oven and bake these up. I'm putting the muffins in the oven. I'm going to be baking for 20 minutes at 375 degrees, and I preheated that. We'll see you in 20 minutes when the muffins are done. So after you bake them at 375 degrees for 20 minutes, they come out looking like this. So they poof up quite a bit. So if you're worried about the amount of batter you put in, they really fill up their muffin cups. As you can see, they go right up to the top. So makes for really good muffins. And you don't end up with a lot of streusel on the top. Still, so it's not super sugary. Obviously this one, the streusel landed on part of it. Part of it looks like it didn't get a lot of streusel, but they come out really nice. And I hope you enjoyed this recipe, and I hope you have a wonderful day. And please like and subscribe this video. And again, if you want to see a video about different spice mixes that we can make, please give me a thumbs up and let me know down below in the comments. Thank you and have a wonderful day.